Hey guys, what's going on? All right, here we are, day 3 of the 9-step training, phase 1 foundational program. Today we're going to be doing the 4 exercises again, and I'm going to walk you through each one of them. We're going to start off with a kettlebell swing. I'm going to go ahead and get that started for you. All right, kettlebell swings. Couple things with the kettlebell swing to start off with, okay? One, it is not a free-for-all. It is a controlled motion, okay? It is supposed to have some idea of control. It is not just swinging the kettlebell freely. 3 things that you want to make sure to know about the kettlebell swing, right? We're talking about traditional kettlebell swings. Some people call them Russian style kettlebell swings, short kettlebell swings. But what they're not is free swinging, okay? So I got my weight here, and I'm going to demonstrate here in a second the right way to do it. But what we're not doing is we're not starting back here and whipping it all the way up here. That's incorrect, okay? We're also not starting from here and bringing it up to here, all right? We're not bringing the kettlebell up to here, okay? This is a lower body exercise, and we are going to be using the arms to some degree, but I'd rather see you kind of give it a flick with the forearms and using the upper body for stability and using the legs to draw the power, right? You should be feeling this in the glutes and in the hamstrings and in the core as you're doing this exercise. So I'm going to demonstrate the right way to do it. First of all, you're going to start with the kettlebell on the floor, okay? You don't bend down to get the momentum going. The kettlebell should already be down on the ground, all right? You just kind of give it a little tilt and up, and then snapping it. Snapping your lower body, all right? Upper body's being stable, lower body, especially the glutes and the hamstrings, are doing most of the work. This is the right way to do a kettlebell swing. Okay? You should feel that again. Glutes, upper part of the hamstrings, a little bit in the lower part. The shoulders and the chest are stabilizing. Okay? And you're throwing around a heavier kettlebell, so I don't expect you to be able to control it like you would if it were a paper bag. Okay? It's heavy, it's going to move. That's the idea. But you are in control of the weights. Don't forget that. All right, we'll pause this here, and then we're going to get ready for the second exercise. All right, day 3, exercise number 2. We're going to be doing a bench press, a traditional bench press using the bar. If you can't lift the bar for 15 reps, because that's what it is, it's going to be conditioning for the chest. So it's going to feel a little awkward that you're able to do so many reps. It doesn't mean you do them as fast as you can. It means you do them control. Yes, you're going to feel some burning in the pecs. We are building conditioning. I know on day 1 we did 5 sets of 5 for push-ups. This is how you get stronger. You condition the muscle, right? You hit it in a different way than you did on a previous day, right? 5 sets of 5, we did 25. Now we're doing 3 sets of 15. And I'm going to help you get lined up and do the bench press correctly. The bench press, while it is chest focused, it is a full body exercise. And I will explain as I'm going through it and show you some better ways to get set up for it. All right. So first off, you want to make sure that the bar is back far, but you don't want to be back too far, right? When you go to unrack the barbell, you don't want to be reaching behind your head. You want it to still be around your chest so that you up and then you just kind of like bring it forward a little bit. Make sure you're not going to hit the rack as you're doing it. Additionally, as you're finding your correct grip, all right, you don't want to be in too close. You don't want to be out too wide. Find that spot. Again, lower your arms down, okay? And think about if I were to bring my pecs in or my thumbs into my pecs and I brought my hands out wherever my hands be, that would be a good, we'll call it a medium grip. All right. Get that thing out of the way. The barbell is currently lined up with about my mouth. All right. So if I did this here, all right, I brought this down. All right. So upper chest, which is exactly where I want it to be because as I'm working, I want it to be down here. You want it to be draped right across the center of the chest, AKA the nipular area. All right. So we find our grip. My legs are pressed into the ground. I got a little bridge glute going. This is where we get that isolation from the lower body. If you're a power lifter, you know that you can do that bridge and get that arc going. That's going to give you a little bit more power. I'm sure you've seen that on videos before. The bench press, you control the weight down. You do not have to touch your chest, but what you don't do is let it drop and hit you, okay? The bench press includes the back. So notice that I arced up a little bit, nice, smooth, and control. I leave it about an inch, half an inch off my chest, and then I squeeze the pecs as I bring it back up. Slowly lower it back down, squeeze my shoulder blades against the bench, and press it up. All right. Again, we're doing 3 sets of 15. So make sure you're picking a weight that you can do 15 reps from. I would rather the first set be ridiculously easy and you can go up higher than for you to have to struggle through this and possibly get injury. Go low. You can always change the weights. All right. We're going to be going on to exercise number 3 here in a second. All right. So typically we're going to be doing the bench press on this particular exercise because we're trying to develop the pecs. Another way to go about doing it is the landmine. Okay. I like the landmine because it gives you a little bit more full body kind of a turn to it. If you don't know what a landmine is, all right, I'm going to see if I can show that to you here. It looks, like that. It's a little device you put the end of a barbell into, and you go from there. And then you're able to do things like swivel it around, as I'm doing right here, okay? Swivel. If your gym doesn't have one, you can always stick it in the corner. This is a particular case where I would prefer you to do the landmine press than for you to do the bench press. Again, both sides, a little bit more capacity to it. You're going to get set up. Landmines here, close to the shoulder. I'm not back here. I'm not right up here. I'm kind of like if I were to sit this in the lower part of my shoulder, you know, that labrum area, right? And I'm going to get a balance. I'm going to press it up. Lower it back down. I'm using my lats here to control it back down. Press. Lower. Press. Lower it down and press. Then I'm simply going to switch it to the other side. I'll stick my hand out here for balance. Press. Lower it back down. Press. Kind of like a nice, easy, eccentric down. Bring it back up for that explosive movement. I think I said that backwards, but you know what I mean. Lower the weight, nice, slow, and controlled. Raise it up with some power. All right. Again, find the weight that works for you. And that's going to help you out a little bit more. Get in control than it is just flailing about. All right, here we go. Exercise number 3 on day 3. This is going to be an easy bar pullover. All right. We're doing it back version, right? So there's 2 different ways you can do a pullover. You can do a straight arm pullover, which is going to hit the upper chest. You can do a bent arm, which is going to hit a little bit of the chest, a little bit of the abs, but a lot of the back as you're pulling into the seat here. I'm going to demonstrate that in a second, but we wanted to use this with an easy bar. If you don't have an easy bar, I would recommend doing it with a dumbbell or a kettlebell, something that you can hold onto the sides or keep your hands more narrow. A straight bar barbell is fine if you can handle that kind of weight. But yeah, I would recommend dumbbells if you can't do it otherwise. But I'm going to use an easy bar here. No weight on it, no judgment, please. So if you're using an easy bar, okay, this is an easy bar. It's got the little ziggy zags here. All right. You're going to hold in the center here where it's kind of got that crook. All right. Don't want to go too narrow and you don't want to go out wide. Go right in the center. I like this because it makes my hands a little bit wider for somebody who's a little bit bigger like me. It's a little bit more comfortable and I can get a little bit deeper into the motion. All right, so here I am, straight arms. What I want to do is I want to bring my arms down to the even with my sides. Okay, this is why we do the bent arm. And then all I'm going to do is I'm reaching back. All right, feel that stretch. It feels good. And then I'm pulling forward down into the starting position. As I'm doing that, I'm squeezing my shoulder blades against the seat. I'm using my core, my abs as stability, and my chest for control. All right. So what I'm not doing is I'm not reaching back and flinging my arms forward. Okay. I'm reaching back and I'm pulling with my elbows. I'm driving the elbows forward. The elbow, the shoulder joint is what's controlling this motion. Reach back and pull in. Back as far as you feel comfortable. Let the back arc a little bit so you get the core and pull everything down and in as you're coming forward. Okay. Make sure you're not overarming it. If you feel as though your triceps are getting overworked, that's an indication that you're doing too much arms. You are going to feel a little bit in the triceps as you're pulling down and getting into this area here. But remember that it should be a back exercise. You should be feeling it in that pull here is working that part of your back, right? That shoulder blade area, that rhomboid area. This is considered a compound exercise because you are using multiple parts of your body and multiple joints to stabilize and move. So it is a great exercise to do. All right, one more exercise to go. And this one's one of my favorites. All right, the last exercise on day 3, sorry about the light there, is a weighted decline sit-up, okay? Now, I have the benefit of having an old school total gym, which I can do these declines on. Hopefully your gym has one. If it doesn't, a weighted crunch on an exercise ball is fine, or just straight weighted crunches on the floor is fine as well. The decline crunch is a little bit more challenging, but I'm going to go over some do's and don'ts with that as we're doing this. All right, so we'll go ahead and get that started. All right, we are starting in this lying position, okay? What I want to make sure that I'm doing is using my abs. I don't want to make sure I'm pulling myself up like that, right? When I do that, yeah, my abs are included, but it's a lot of hip flexors. And that can cause some hip flexor injuries, which we do not want to have. So how do we prevent that from happening? First, hold the weight up a little bit. Secondly, you're going to lift your chest, all right? So your shoulders come off the pad. This engages the abs, and you're almost rolling up and back down. Slowly bring it back down. Roll it up and roll it back down. If you want to add a little extra to the lift, curl, lift, press the weight up overhead and bring it back down. All right, but we're going to be doing 10 of these. I recommend using a weight plate. If you don't have a weight plate, you can always grab a dumbbell. You could do it with a barbell, although that might be kind of awkward as you're sitting up and down. But I would stick with a plate, something that you can hold onto the front of your chest. This way you're in control of it. Should not be laying on your chest because it's really hard to curl up when the weight's on your chest. You should be able to lift it and hold it, hovering it above your chest, right? Curl it up. This way you're using your abs, and you want to think rolling it back down. All right. I hope you enjoyed that graceful dismount there. All right, that is day 3. And I will be chatting with you again. All right, there we go. Now the light's blocked. I will be chatting with you again for day 4. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, guys, see ya.